So you hear marketing and then you hear prospecting. What the hell is the difference? Back on the Less Business, More Profit series, lean, effective, strategic, and simple business. We hear marketing, we hear prospecting, and we all know that lead generation is really the heart of the business, right? If that is not going, nothing else is. If you can't get people, prospects, and leads through the front door or the top of the funnel, whatever you're working, nothing else matters. Why? Because you have nobody to sell to, you have nobody to talk to, you have no relationships to build, and no problems to solve. At the end of the day, it really comes down to marketing. And we hear marketing and we also hear prospecting. What is the difference between the two? All right, so it can be a little bit confusing at the beginning, especially because we're trying to figure everything else out. But the easy way to understand marketing versus prospecting and what the biggest differences are broken down in this video, right? Before we move forward, if you like the content that we're putting out there for you every single week, please subscribe, like, and share. Help me spread the love. So marketing, the easiest way to understand it is that you're putting yourself out there, okay? It's like fishing for leads. It's a more passive approach, however, it's very effective. Now, the thing about marketing is that it tends to be a lot more expensive than prospecting, and I'll explain why. So the cost is higher because the leads are coming to you, okay? When you're marketing, again, you're putting yourself out there, you're trying to reach out to the masses. It's more of a volume game, okay? And the leads, whoever bites on that hook, right? Because you're fishing for leads, is gonna be a higher quality lead. So marketing is really, really good. However, the budget tends to be a lot higher or needs to be a lot higher for marketing than it is for prospecting. Through marketing, you're using approaches like Facebook ads, general Facebook ads, or putting it out there to everybody, open audiences. You're looking at billboards. You're looking at pay-per-click campaigns, which are just going out to everybody and their mom. And again, the quality tends to be much higher than prospecting because these people find your ad and then they're coming to you. So it tends to be a more passive method, giving you higher quality leads. However, the cost is higher because the leads are coming to you. Now, the thing about marketing is that you can set up marketing campaigns and really rely on systems to do most of the work for you. For example, coming in and then looking at the back end of a Facebook campaign, right? You set it up and that thing is just, going for 30 days. Boom, 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 boom. Once you set it up, the system is going to do the rest of the work. So that's marketing. Again, more expensive, less people involved, and the quality of the leads tends to be higher. Just the budget needs to be a lot higher than it would be for prospecting. So that's marketing, right? You're putting yourself out there. It's more of a passive approach and you're like fishing for leads. Biggest thing to understand. Now, prospecting, on the other hand, you are actually reaching out to your leads. You're hunting for leads. It's more of an active method, right? So somebody has to be doing it. It's very people driven. Somebody has to be doing it. Why? Because you're going to be cold calling, you're going to be texting people, you're going to be reaching out to specific lists and actually having human interaction. It's like hunting again for leads as opposed to just fishing. Now, the cost of this tends to be lower and the cost per lead tends to be a lot cheaper when you're prospecting, right? Because you're going through a lot of stuff. Now, there's a lot more rejection. It takes a lot more work to prospect than it does to market. But again, the budget can be a lot smaller when you're prospecting. And this is not like a general campaign, right? You have targeted reach. So if you're pulling lists, for example, in a real estate business, right? You're pulling lists, you have vacant lists, you have code violation lists. They're niched out and targeted lists. You're reaching out to those specific audiences and you're actively reaching out to them, not putting a billboard out or a sign out so they come to you. You're actually reaching out to them via cold calling, via SMS, maybe even some targeted direct mail. That's also considered prospecting because you're reaching out to them directly and you have a specific audience that you're trying to tap, right? Again, it's you reaching out to them and it's a lot more active than marketing. And it's a lot more active and takes more effort than setting up a general marketing campaign, which is probably going to cost you a little more. Now, another method for prospecting is social selling. So if you're not doing this in your business, you need to really break into this space, right? Social selling. This is where you're talking directly to your audience. What I'm doing right now, I'm social selling you right now. That's what I'm doing. I am selling you on the idea or the understanding of marketing versus prospecting, okay? And that's when you talk to your audience. You lead with value. You come in and then you break down whatever you have. I mean, you give them, the meat and the potatoes, right? They get to know you. They get to understand who you are, eventually liking you and trusting you. So do business with you at a later point, right? But that's how it works. It's prospecting. And again, it takes effort because you're gonna have to put together content, and maybe with a cell phone, and maybe, whatever your style is, but you're actively putting stuff together so you can talk to your immediate audience. Your audience is gonna grow, but you're still gonna prospect on a regular basis, right? So take me, for example, if you're in the YouTube channel right now, you're looking at everything that I'm putting together, but I'm prospecting, okay? I'm prospecting on all the ideas. I'm really selling you on the entrepreneur life, right? That's what my product is. That's what I'm putting out there. That's my message to you. So do the same thing if you haven't tapped into the social selling space. It's one of the best strategies, right? For growing your business, for pushing out your message, and really having people understand who you are at an individual level so they can decide whether or not they want to do business with you. Simple as that. Now, there's a big difference, right? When you're putting stuff out there, there's a difference in social media, especially between organic reach and paid reach, okay? So yeah, you're going to put together content, you're going to do your stuff, maybe do videos and then do posts and inspirational quotes and whatever your space calls for, right? There's going to be a point where you shift from that and maybe you put some ad spend into it. Now you're tapping into the marketing side of things with the content that you already have. So the important thing here is to understand you got to have a balance of the two, right? So if you put up a post and you're not putting any marketing budget into it, it's going to move organically. It's going to move within your space, and this is kind of like prospecting to the same crowd that you're working with, right? Your own audience. However, if you put some money into it and you boost it, now you're tapping into a whole marketing campaign. They're going to market to other people. You have a new business come in. Again, it's the lifeline of the business, right? Having a good balance between the two helps you, one, grow the understanding and the trust within your audience, and then two, get new business in through the door. Perhaps people that you wouldn't have been able to reach, right? And it can be done social media wise. It can be done through ads, through billboards, to pay-per-click campaigns. At the end of the day, it's about having a good combination of growth from within your audience, within your space, which is the prospecting side, and then from outside your space and bringing in new business, which is the marketing side, okay? So marketing and prospecting are two completely different things. However, when you put both of them together, they will give your business consistency, okay? There's gonna be a consistent flow of new leads, new prospects, and new clients coming in through the door. Why? Because one supplements the other. If your marketing campaign runs out, right? Your budget for the marketing campaign runs out, you still have the marketing campaign going on where your cost per lead is gonna be lower, right? So you can sustain that. If you're prospecting, somebody calls in, you don't have a cold caller, the people who manage the prospecting are not doing their job, the marketing campaign side will pick it up. So it's a good balance. They play off of each other, but it's a big difference between the two, okay? Marketing is one thing, prospecting is another. Marketing is putting yourself out there. It's more of a passive approach, tends to be higher in cost. So cost per lead is higher. However, the leads are more qualified because they're actually coming to you. Okay. Prospecting, on the other hand, it's more of an active action. You're actively reaching out to them, and it's like hunting, right? The leads may not be as hot as the ones from marketing. Why? Because you're tapping them on the shoulder. They're not tapping you. So you're going to them. Okay. Understand that much. And the cost per lead on this type of stuff is going to be lower. It doesn't mean that you ignore one because you have the other, right? This is a symbiotic relationship. One plays off of the other one, and they both, again, bring consistency to your business. Marketing versus prospecting. If you like what we're doing for you every single week, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Help me spread the love. Stay focused. You got this.